Hello, welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth. Thank you so much for joining me for today's show. Well, this is that special Sunday edition I was talking about yesterday because there was no show on Friday. So we're continuing on in Matthew chapter 15. We're going to look at verses 12 through 14 today. So again, Matthew chapter 15, verses 12 through 14 say, Then the disciples came and said to him, Do you know that the Pharisees were offended when they heard you say? They were offended when they heard this saying. He answered, Every plant which my heavenly Father has not planted will be rooted up. Let them alone. They are blind guides. And if a blind man leads a blind man, both will fall into a pit. So the saying that Jesus says in verses 10 through 11 it offends the Pharisees. And if you don't recall, Jesus said, it's not what goes into a man that defiles him, but what comes out. This was contrary to the laws, the Jewish regulations that the Pharisees were enforcing. And so the Pharisees were really upset. They were offended by this. And Jesus takes it a step further and says, leave them alone. Leave them alone. If a blind man leads a blind man, both will fall into a pit. And this is a common saying that Jesus says in the Gospels. But it's very interesting too. Not only is he calling out the Pharisees, but in a way he's kind of calling us out as well. So Jesus called them out because the Pharisees were blind to the truth of God. They had God incarnate right in front of them. They were looking at the letter of the law and not the spirit of the law. They were forgetting the humanity of people. They were forgetting what it means to be in relationship with people and to be in relationship with God. They fell into the trap of thinking that, as long as we do this, God is going to love us and God will take care of us. Which isn't true. It's the other way around. Now, anyone who listened to the Pharisees' teaching were also at risk of this blindness. There is a place for doing those good things. There's absolutely a place for it. As long as it's done through the grace given to us by Christ. Doing works to get to heaven without faith, without grace, is Pelagianism. It's a heresy. We cannot get to heaven based on what works we do outside of the grace given by Christ. So Jesus tells the disciples, leave the Pharisees alone. They're blind guides. They're blind guys. They're blind guides. And so, we have great religious teachers in our day. We have great priests. We have great pastors. Let's listen to what they say. Let's listen to them. But let's also research what they say. There's nothing wrong with that. So thank you for joining me on this episode of the Daily Bible Podcast. We'll catch you tomorrow. God bless you.